this street here twice without stopping.
Yeah. Yeah, they do
I've
it all
seen
day.
this one, and I've seen this one. They go straight across.
Yep. I get it on tape. It's not even a rolling stop. It's just.
Now they stop at this, but there's one down here. I see them going straight on across.
Yeah. Oh, that's homeboy. That lives right down the street. I saw his door. That's homeboy right behind us. I guess he got a friend that lives here or something. Yeah, I know what you mean. I wish all of this was gone too, but like they don't even have. They used to have windows over there. Now that stuff's all boarded up. Yeah, it's a rough little area. I mean, every section of Dallas has got one. Is she trying to cross the street or what? I don't know. I don't know what she's doing.
So you forget, this is your safest way to feel going this way when you go this way, huh?
The reason I consider it the safest way is because it's lower traffic. It's probably more inexperienced traffic, but I mean drivers. But at least there's a light here. Down there, you know, you never know if somebody's gonna run the dang thing or not.
And Amazon?
Yeah, Amazon, and then you got those.
I never seen nobody run.
I'm talking about that's where all those accidents keep happening. I'm talking about where Marsh and Northwest Highway. You know, they take a blind turn there and blam. I didn't call it on camera twice that's happened. But I don't know. I think you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you go either way. Yeah, the song "Great Is Thy Faithfulness" stuck in my head. It's a good song to have stuck in my head.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. What if you can't sing it? 10 years ago, this used to be an apartment.
This is a long night here.
Yeah, I'm noticing that. Maybe I should have gone the other way. No, what I was trying to say was that, yeah, right around Amazon, they got those apartments over there. People pull out. You were talking about people go through the interstate. They pull out of that.
That's down about a Peanut. That street, that's the worst. That's right there where Peanut live on Boulevard.
Yeah.
That's a bad right there. That's a bad one there.
Yeah.
But Amazon, you're safe in Amazon, then you're Boulevard. Boulevard, bad.
Well,
bad.
But between Boulevard and Amazon, like I said, you got those apartment complexes.
Yeah, but I don't have no problem with the apartment right there like that.
I have all day.
That Boulevard is bad, dude, right there, man. You talking about? A lot of them time they'll go on and let me, but you got every so often you find something I'm doing. Then they'll go straight on out, go out there. Like, well, what I'm going to do now? You didn't went all the way into the street.
Yeah.
And I look at them jokers like that, then they look at me stupid and they'll back on up. Oh, man.
I got to get you a camera. I want to see some of that. It's like when they see that camera, everybody acts differently. In fact, when I go by, people start putting their seatbelts on. And I'm like, I'm not the cops.
Yeah.
And why does it take me having a camera for you to do the right thing in the first place? You want to fly, through the windshield?
But I guarantee you, I'm perfect alert when I get to Boulevard. I know exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I make sure I ain't watching no car to go shooting that dude like that. That's a bad intersection right there. I don't even know how Peanut even get out to go the other way.
Well, Peanut's an aggressive driver.
Bad.
So.
Yeah, but he ain't that fast. I mean, his car ain't that fast.
No, but I mean, it's made out of steel, so.
Yeah, but that car.
You're right. You would need a tank. You get across Northwest Highway or any of these other areas, you probably need an armored vehicle. You couldn't go wrong with a Mark V.
The other day when I came now, Cortez, when I went to, when I was coming back, I came right up the way to went from our street.
Yeah.
And I looked at and everything wasn't no problem at all. As you went on across, wasn't no problem at all.
Our street gets pretty busy too, though. Like you said, I get tired of the guys who they see that they all they see is that they don't see anybody in the street, so they think they're going to fire out there.
Yeah.
And they don't realize there's a blind spot on the inner lane where they don't. Sometimes you don't see people coming around corners and stuff.
Yeah. And believe it or not, Park Lane, I have no problem at Park Lane, and you would think for Park Lane now, because they can speed bumps, Park Lane are in no traffic because of the speed bumps they got on Park Lane.
I don't know. I almost get on spring. In fact, I got hit on Park Lane one time. I was where the lady was coming out there, and she wasn't even checking, and she started going into the intersection, and she was carrying me by the hip along for the ride. After that, that's when I started seeing people in the intersection. And they, I check to see what they're looking at me. And if they don't see me, I tap on the fender. I was like, "Hey, I'm here."
No, I make sure them dudes that they got that I'm already we didn't already made contact.
Yeah. I tried to tell Thomas that the other day. I said, "These people don't care about you, man. They'll fire out there and they do stupid stuff." And, sadly, they'll hit you, and in the old days, they'd be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I wasn't looking at what I was doing," in mid-fall, make sure that you're all right. Now they see they hit you, and they just go.
Yeah.
I don't have time for this. I don't have time to do the right thing, apparently.
I'm surprised that they put the straight back in spite of the Texaco.
I didn't even know that was there. This is the first time I've seen it. And the Texaco.
Man, it's amazing.
We got a full crowd tonight. Usually I come here, there's nobody. All right, Dad, you're going to get out.
Yeah, I've never been to this bank for any business. Oh, you could have went on without.
No, that's all right, Dad. Least I can do. I'll go park the car in some far off spot.
Right there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't trust guys in Suburbans. All right. I guess I can make that. Oh yeah, I can make that easy. Right here in the movie, like a glove. Everybody's here. I think it's just because they're having the election. She was talking about the lady was so rude and all this other stuff, and I was like, yeah, it happens.
You go down that way and avoid a lot of stuff, I think.
Go which way?
That way.
You know something? Yeah, let me know.
Giovanna used to live
down there.
Down there, yeah.
I don't know if I want. Okay. Yeah. Lead me into an ambush.
No.
Just want to make sure that nobody's coming to see like that guy. Right
No,
there.
you'll miss all this junk if you go down there.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm just making sure that the thing is clear. All right.
And it'll eventually take to a carnival. Pretty close to a carnival.
Yeah, like I said, this whole area is just
down. I didn't want to really get
It's always been bad.
I didn't really want to get into. I pretty wanted to make my point, but I didn't want to bring it up too, because I could have really got into some detail.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just go straight, or left, or right, or.
and that's
Well, that's Webb's Chapel over there.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, I guess take it right.
Yeah.
All right, let me see if he's on stop. Man, dude, the high beams on. I mean, it's like, you know, I was just in there and she's like asking all this stuff, and I'm like, this is not really a community meeting, then, is it? Is if you're just gonna sit there and read off cards.
Yeah,
So, my whole deal was
you going back on Northwest Highway, because you could have went.
Well, see, I didn't know. You just.
Okay, all right, I'm sorry.
Anyway, there's a light here, so.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
So that's when I saw you put your hand up, and I was like, you know, if this is going to be a Q&A, let's make it a real Q&A.
Yeah, it would. If you stayed, you'd wind up going right into extension, web extension.
Well, at least now I got a light where I can go. So
Yes, sir.
most of the time it's just not an easy road.
No, but that guy, when he first, he was bringing up a lot. He was talking a lot of stuff, man. I wanted to get to the point of a lot of stuff, and it's good to listen to. It was really good. But the guy talking about Bachman stuff, and I could have brought up a thing about right there.
So he's not the park guy.
Right there at Webb's Chapel, which is really Webb's Chapel. Before you cross the river, they need to put a. You need to have not a fence. I guess you could say a fence, a security thing. Because people that walk across the lake, cross that lake, kids can fall right into the path of cars right there.
Yeah.
And I brought that up. I was going to tell the one guy one time, and he said, man, he said you need to bring that on up, Parks division of Parks. He said that's probably the one you need to talk to about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Where I was talking about the bridge.
When we go to Whataburger, and it gets a little tricky here.
It's a lot tricky.
It gets a little trickier because you don't know if this thing goes straight or not. If people turning here now.
Yeah, they painted the.
It's
the
two
line.
turns now. It's one turn.
No, it's one turn.
Okay. It gets. But yeah, it used to be a double turn, didn't it?
Yeah.
That was kind of a bad deal there.
There's never a good time to get on Northwest Highway. Let me put it that way. I mean, I've been out here at 2 o'clock in the morning, and the weirdest thing I saw was there was a guy stopped in the middle of the lane. He was kind of backing up.
Yeah.
And then he was going the wrong way, and I just kind of looked at the whole deal, and I stopped for a second. I put my hazard lights on. I just watching the show.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you could call the cops, but I've
Yeah.
done that before. And then the guy says, well, do you know this? Well, do you know that?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's hard for me to get close to that guy and try to figure out and try to get the license plate number off of it. So the dash cam kind of helps, but it has terrible zoom, so you can't always catch the plate.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Dallas is interesting, let's put it that way.
But I'll show you something when we get to Web Chapel.
I told him, I said, man, I record all this stuff. I said, anytime you want to see it, anytime anybody wants to see it, they can find it. We got broken sidewalks, we got guys parking on stuff, we got grass growing over things. It's not a mystery. Like you said, sometimes they know more than you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
They've got everything. They got deeds. They talk to people. And it's like that guy. Like I was asking that guy. You know, the only way you're gonna know, the only way we're gonna stop that is you're gonna have to go after the money.
Yeah.
want to stop the guys from the apartments. I didn't know that he could sue them. I was like, okay, well then.
I was gonna show you. If you go across.
That West Chapel back there.
Yeah, that was Chapel. But they got a big. There's a big dip there, and I'm the one that if anybody ever walking there in that dip out of the church.
You talking about under the bridge?
No. If you was going on, in other words, if you start just like if you leave Sam's, if you leave Sam,
okay,
and you come and you start walking to the new bank, to the Capital One, that's there. Okay, now when you want to go across Northwest, Northwest Highway there,
okay,
go across Highway, there's a real big dip after you already got it past after you already passed in other words, after you already
well, the grassy part I was telling them about.
They got a real serious dip right there.
Right.
And it's amazing somebody ain't actually fell into that, dude. It's amazing. I
know what you're talking about. Yeah, there's like a drainage pipe over there.
I mean,
today I saw that, and I was like, you go over that gap, and like you said, if somebody could just,
I don't know, anybody ain't never fell into that dude at night or whatever like that, man. I don't know how they get.
Well, that's what I was bringing up to him. I was like, he's like, well, there should be a sidewalk. I was like, there's no sidewalk there. It's just grass.
Yeah.
Hey. Now he sees me with my turn signal. He knows I'm getting ready to get in this lane. He speeds up.
That dude on the cell phone. That's why you gonna see it. He ain't paying no attention. You come on the cell phone.
Then he's riding the bumper of the person in front of him.
He's on cell phone, wait a minute.
I know, he's in his own world.
Yeah, he is.
He needs to get out of mine.
Yeah.
The dog ever made his way back home. That'd be the practical use for a Google Watch. That I can see. If I had a Google Watch, it'd probably just be calling in code enforcement or whatnot. Like, look, there's a little dog. Look, this is happening. It'd probably come in handy in an emergency. I just thought it was the whole idea of a smartwatch was kind of cool because when I was a kid, I used to read the old Dick Tracy comic strips in the library. Just having that two-way watch with a homing signal on it and everything just makes you kind of feel like Dick Tracy. Minus the yellow transport. which is good. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I mean, good as far as the crime standpoint. It used to be that every once in a while, see, Brachos weaving in and out of lanes. Radar stations. They're just kind of sitting there telling people how fast they were going. Used to be right around this time when a lot of the cops in every city were giving out tickets. Between April and May. I guess they just don't have the budget or time for that anymore. I just keep thinking it'd be cool if I could live on one of these streets. Then I think about those guys I always see in the movie where he works hard for this really sorry boss for 20 years and saving up every penny, and he's like, yeah, Mr. X, we discussed it that one day I would get to move into the promised land with you guys. And then Mr. X reneges on the deal saying, oh, well, you know, we just ran out of slots, and, well, yeah, that was the price 15 years ago, but this changed. I feel like one of those fools chasing after Mr. X's, plots. Thinking about the movie. One of those movies was one of George Romero's worst, and that was, I think it was Land of the Dead. John Leguizamo is working as a security officer for Dennis Hopper's character. He was a loyal company man, did every dirty deed the guy required him to do, and still couldn't get into one of the high-rise apartments. Another one thing about the judge in your head. And, a lot of action movies are like that. So many ideas. None of them seem plausible. I thought about just buying a plot of land and then just getting some shipping containers and converting those into housing. And that way you just kind of build your house in installments. You start out with a living room, a dining room, and a kitchen, a bedroom, and then after that you just, every time you want to make your house bigger, you just keep building another shipping container to snap onto the rest of the existing home. Once again, that's something that's frowned upon. What is red on my bumper? Yeah, man, you rush into that red light. That would be kind of cool, though. Modular homes that buy what you can afford, and then after a while you just start snapping on parts when you are snapping on additional rooms as you start needing more. Like, oh, I got married and had kids, no problem, I'll just buy another 5 units, snap onto the existing frame. Double wides are kind of like that, but they don't sell them by the room, they sell them by the, basically you buy one half of the house, then you get the other half. I mean, they do it for prisons, why can't they do it for homes? There's some prisons that all they do is they build them in units, and then whenever they need additional housing for inmates, they just snap on more units. They buy it from the manufacturer and snap them on. There are places in Europe that do that, in fact. There was a Danish apartment complex where when they wanted to add more tenants, they would just build more shipping containers and stack them on top of the apartment complex. But suddenly I'm reminded of something that Winston Churchill once said about America. Americans do the right thing when they've tried everything else. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but you get the gist. As a kid, you can mess with Legos and build these fantastic houses, but as an adult, you're stuck with, well, you have to do it this way according to the zoning laws and ordinances. But you guys haven't come up with a live act or a adult version of Legos yet? Closest thing I've seen is, I think it's aerated autoclave concrete. You can build those in blocks. They're very lightweight, they insulate, and they're fireproof. It'd be kind of cool. You can build it on top of a prefabricated slab. Maybe a brick structure where it locks itself into place, and then whenever you need to move it, you just unlock it. Modern engineers think they're so smart, but I keep thinking about when I was studying world history, and they were talking about the Aztecs. Built their houses, all their buildings out of precisely cut stones using no mortar. And they all interlocked. And these structures have lasted over 2,000 years, and when earthquakes come along, they stand. They can resist tectonic forces, whereas the stuff that the modern day folks in Mexico City build crumbles to dust every time. So you can build brick houses without mortar. It might even be better that way. But it costs money to do the right thing. A lot of jerks out here tonight. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's 4:30, but I'm trying to think what projects are going on that somebody's building or working on. Now they could be accountants, and it's crunch time. Can accountants be drivers? I think anybody can be a bad driver. When I was growing up, accountants were these button-down, boring, glasses types with calculators and pocket protectors. That was the stereotype you thought. The accountants I see nowadays are personal trainers. My cousin's an accountant. She's a hip-hop girl. Accountants come in all stripes. I hate to think that the only reason people are going slow this morning is because they're talking on the phone at 4 o'clock in the morning. two seasons here. Cold and hot. And hot is coming. Guys are done over here now. They just know they did a number on the streets. I guess next year they'll just have to redo all the lanes. All those batches are going to